Hey Diva, it's me. Listen, you're getting what you get this morning because, quite frankly, my task paralysis is off the charts. I have been meaning to make so many videos. I have so many videos I want to make for this channel. It's just taking me... There, that made it better. A tan on top of green hair makes you look like a fucking Oompa Loompa. Today, we're taking a journey together, and I hope you're ready because I'm not sure that I am. I was looking for something in particular the other day on the main channel, and I stumbled across a bunch of my old content. Who cares? Anyway, I was watching a bunch of my old videos, and I thought I would share some of them with you today so we could sort of see the evolution of my content, if you can imagine that my content has ever evolved. It has. Not by much, but it has evolved. If you're new over here, this is your first experience, hi, hello, welcome. Make sure you subscribe so I can monetize off of you. Just kidding. Kinda. Anyway, let's get into it. I have saved a bunch of these. I don't know if we'll watch all of them, but we'll at least watch some of most of them. Sound good? I wanted to do this high, but you know, there are so many other things I could do high, and I will. That's a promise. Great. Let's move on. This first video is called Adele Dazeem 2 The Reckoning. Isn't that nice? For those of you who are unaware or too young to perhaps remember, I want to say it was at the Oscars. John Travolta was giving an intro to Idina Menzel for a performance, and instead of calling her by, you know, her name, he called her
Adele Dazeem.
The Wickedly Talented.
The Wickedly Talented.
To be specific. I thought that was the funniest thing that has ever happened ever, and I still do. But I made a video prior to this, which, by the way, like, I've been making videos for forever, for no one. But I made a video before this called Adele Dazeem, and people were pissed because, like, my content used to be just like clipped together nonsense. It used to just be me talking, a lot of rough jump cuts, a lot of like, just a lot of nonsense. Something I want to talk about when I talk about I'm going to talk about the really big deep dive on Shane Dawson that came out recently. And one of the things, like one of the only complaints I had about her video was that she was very critical of the way videos were titled, because in this era of YouTube, people just titled something small from inside the video, if that makes sense. Like, you know, if the creator was doing like a Q&A and they, in the middle of the video, answered a question about a pig and then made the title about a pig, it wasn't to clickbait. It was, I guess, sort of to clickbait, but not really. Like, that was just the way people titled things then. You know what I mean? And then it became like a whole, like, clickbait thing. So, long story long, I made a video where, like, I only very briefly mentioned Adele Dazeem. And people were, like, pissed about it. There was another video I did called The Haircut, where I got my haircut for the first time in, like, 10 years. And, like, it was just me being an idiot and, like, showing my haircut. And people were so pissed that I wasn't, like, performing a haircut or getting the haircut. So, deceptive marketing. Am I right? So this was my apology for the Adele Dazeem controversy that I definitely created amongst all maybe 60 or 70 of my followers. I'm a nerd. Let's be serious. Right through it. You can tell that I filmed on my shitty PC laptop.
Yesterday I posted a video And by yesterday, I mean Tuesday. Some people were slightly confused.
Great editing and great audio. As you can see, the audio has always been good.
And I just wanted to say that I'm really sorry. You know, this video got a few dislikes and no likes and confused comments, and I think it was because I titled the video Adele Disease, and when you title something, that means you're going to talk about it the whole video.
I guess you can say I've always been a snarky, sarcastic bitch.
Because otherwise your title is misleading, and that's punishable by law. What I'm trying to say is that I'm really, 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 like really, 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 really sorry.
The evolution of my content cannot be understated or overstated. I don't know which is appropriate there.
I've made my bed. And now I gotta lay in it.
You know, the bit itself was a bit much. That crow is really annoying. I'm gonna Google how do I stop nature. This apartment was great. The room in this apartment was great. I very much loved it. My content, not so much. I don't know where I was conceptualizing videos from, honestly. I think I just... it, to me, felt like the content of the time, only much worse. The next video is called St. Patrick's Day, and I had a lot of St. Patrick's Day traditions living in Chicago.
How are you guys? Good? Good. Great. The lighting's going to change a lot in this video because I'm sitting next to a window and it's my only source of light. So you're going to deal with it, or you're going to fucking click off this video right now and eat a dick.
You know, some things really do never change.
So yesterday, I participated in Chicago's shit-faced day activity. For those of you that don't know, you should. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, and shit happens on St. Patrick's Day weekend.
You know, I still have that shirt, and I still wear it often.
We're dying at the same time.
I don't know what's going on there.
Here in Chicago, they dye the Chicago River green. So went to see that.
So every year they dye the Chicago River green for St. Patrick's Day. And that was my cousin and I's tradition to go every year to Dick's Last Resort, which is a restaurant on the Chicago River where they would start serving beer at like, I don't know, 7 or 8 a.m. and we'd be just obliterated by noon. I'm gonna go outside and snap that crow's neck. Not literally, because I would never do that, but I really wish it would shut up. Dick's Last Resort is a fun restaurant, if you've never been to one, where the waitstaff can be huge dicks to you, and you can be huge dicks right back. It's quite cathartic. So that was our tradition, and that's what we were doing in this video in particular.
Down there, somewhere, like Michigan, The purge.
Great camera work. Absolutely flawless.
Had beer for breakfast.
Yes!
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, beer for breakfast is something of a staple on that particular weekend.
Oh, I did have a Jello shot, so I had some fake food intake.
It tastes like NyQuil. It probably is NyQuil. Yeah!
You know, there was a time when I was a functioning alcoholic. You've been sunny all day. Hasn't been a cloud in the sky since you woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning. And now, all of a sudden, now we're gonna do clouds. We're gonna do clouds now. Is that what we're doing? I'm having a hard time today. Got what I was even saying. Who gives a shit?
I yelled at some boats.
Oh, I don't deny that. I'm certain I yelled at boats.
Fall in, fall in, fall in, fall in, fall in, fall in. Stroke, stroke, stroke. What are you doing?
Yeah, that feels about right.
Saw a guy in a beaver costume paddleboarding with a GoPro on his chest.
You know, that sounds about right as well. I feel like the entertainment factor was there. The quality was not.
And we kind of decided to leave Dick Bus Resort.
You have shoes.
Oh, you ever met a dog with shoes? It's a very important time. What if that dog's still alive? These are the thoughts I have.
If I wanted to stand in the line, I'd do it with a beer in my hand. While I wait for the bathroom. Because women take forever in the bathroom. It drives me fucking crazy. Just sit down, piss, and get up.
The hottest of takes. You know, I will say, as much as I don't necessarily subscribe to this women be shopping type rant that I'm going on here, in bar culture, for sure though, you know, because there's always that one who's just like taking an hour. She's got to like call her friend and then call her other friend like into the stall. Women be shopping, am I right?
Much to my chagrin, after we drank beer at Chipotle, we decided to wait in that line to get into this other bar.
Much to my chagrin. What in the Pride and Prejudice is that all about? I hope this email finds me well.
We were having a grand ass time. There was beer and shot.
Oh no. I think this was the year we got kicked out of a bar. I'm pretty sure that it is. Let's find out together. I feel comfortable sharing this because most of these people probably don't look like this anymore. So they're not identifiable. This is old. That's my excuse. Also, yes, I'm certain this was the year that we got kicked out of this bar. We had it coming. How long ago was this? Mid-20s me was a different animal, I tell you what. That was definitely the year we got kicked out of the bar, because I remember getting that shirt. We got kicked out of the bar because, again, we'd been drinking since like 6 a.m. By the time we got to that bar, which is, I hold no, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Resentment. I hold no resentment for this bar because I've been there several times since, and I technically wasn't even the one that was thrown out. So we were at a bar called Timothy O'Toole's in Chicago, which I have been frequenting for many years, and we went there, and it was a huge party. Obviously, everything's a huge party in Chicago on that weekend, and the bar was really, really crowded, as you could see, and the waitstaff, for whatever reason, kept like bumping into us, and we were being very polite about it. We were like, oh, sorry, you know, like, it's crowded in here, we understand it's busy, this is probably like the biggest pain in the ass day for you of all time. And So we were really like trying to be like cognizant of where we were, even though we were fucking hammered. And one of the men that was serving drinks and stuff, he kept running into us, and it started to feel purposeful. And he just ran into my cousin one too many times, and she threw her entire beer in his face, and then we got thrown out. So that was one hell of a time. Then we walked to McDonald's, and evidently Sarah McLachlan was playing at the Chicago Theater, and we were doing like a sort of a grassroots promotion for her show, even though we weren't going and didn't know anything about it. So that's what I was like then. Anyway, let's move on. This one's called a midlife crisis.
Remember yesterday when your hair looked a whole lot better? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Good joke. These were often like the chatty, like nonsense strung together ones, but I think there was a point to this one.
Hi, how are you? Neat. Oh yeah, me too.
I hate it. It makes me want to kill myself.
Okay. Shh. Damn! The third time I'm filming a video. I have not yet been satisfied with anything I've filmed, and they were great concepts. First one I just talked for like 6 minutes. Second one I had a point, but I was just not getting to it. Aren't you excited for what this video might hold?
No. Genuinely, I am not.
Could be 30 minutes of crap. So moist.
So dry.
Perfect. So as you can probably tell by the title of this video that you clicked on, by accident probably, today I'm going to talk to you about my midlife crisis and what brought it on. And because you might be in your late 20s and also having a midlife crisis. I wanted to call this a midlife crisis, but that gave me a whole other midlife crisis.
It is interesting now, being 6 months away from 40, looking back at this and having a real midlife crisis.
Because theoretically, the way I live, this probably is my midlife.
Yeah. Yeah, girl, probably.
If I see 60, I'll be impressed.
Hey, I've almost made it to 40. I'm doing well. I'm doing like well adjacent.
If I see 40, I'll be impressed.
Hey, God willing, 6 months to go.
So here's what brought on my midlife crisis. For those of you who don't know, I'm 28 years old. I don't feel particularly bad about that. I had a quarter life crisis at 25, and I haven't freaked out about a birthday since.
That's true. I had a huge quarter life crisis. Something about turning 25 just fucked me up. And I literally have never had any concerns about my age since. Like, I turned 30 and I didn't care. 35, I didn't care. I'm turning, like I said, 40 in like 6 months. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I don't know.
There are certain moments, I think, in your life when you realize, like, wow, I feel old. I mean, you could just take a BuzzFeed quiz and all of a sudden you'll feel old.
You could talk about taking a BuzzFeed quiz in 2025 and feel old.
And like you just wasted 5 minutes of your life that you'll never get back. Because now you think about things like that because you're having a crisis. Doritos. Those 3D Doritos. You know, like the best Dorito in the bag that has like all the stuff on it? It's like you can't even see the chip because it's got so much like flavored dust and artificial awful on it. And it's like the best chip in the bag, and you eat it and you're like, God, I wish every chip was like this. That's what those 3D ones were like.
Why do I'm talking like I'm drunk? I'm not drunk here, but I definitely, the way that I talk, there's an affectation to my voice that is concerning to me. Also proof that I've always been a nostalgic person and that I've always longed for the return of the 3D Dorito.
Only they were thinner and they were in like a...
Alright girl, we get it.
I've been rewatching Friends. I own the full series thanks to a cool Christmas gift from an ex-boyfriend. No woman needs jewelry. All she needs is the biggest 90s sitcom on DVD for life.
Honestly, I loved that gift and I loved that man. And he just passed away recently and I miss him terribly. But that's neither here nor there.
I was a big fan of Friends, even when it first came out. And I kept catching reruns before I started my rewatch. And I started to notice that I was relating to it more. You know, I liked it when I was young because I had a huge girl crush. Courtney Cox.
Remember when we used to call them girl crushes? I would drive to Blockbuster just to look at this because I was obsessed with Courtney Cox. I thought she was so fine, and she was. She still is.
So I started the rewatch. I started the pilot, which I know mostly by heart. There's nothing to tell. The first line of the pilot. I know Friends very well. I would kick your ass at Friends trivia.
I think that's a bold statement because I would kick your ass at like Friends season 1 through 4 or 5 maybe. I wouldn't kick your ass at the later seasons, like the second half of the show. I had stuff to do. I had a job, I think, by then.
Except for the later seasons, because I kind of fell off the wagon when after Chandler and Monica got married. Because by then I had a job, and...
You know, at least I'm consistent.
Life. Thursdays were busy.
Thursdays were busy. No must-see TV for this bitch. Thursdays are busy.
The video store. I redefined a font. I mean, if you think about it, you see that font and you think Friends. So here comes the part with the midlife crisis.
Great. Just shy of like 40 minutes into this video.
There was a moment where it was revealed that they are 25 years old, except for, of course, Ross and Chandler, who are a little bit older. And that's when it hit me. Oh my god, they're 25 and I'm 28. I remember being a kid and thinking like, cool adults. Not like old adults, but like, you know, adults. And now I'm older than that. Show spans 10 years, so they're eventually...
The gist is that I was the same age, if not older, than most of the characters on Friends, and that was sending me into a spiral, evidently. I was really... I still am. I have a hard time just getting to the point. Which is funny because in life, I'm not a talker. I think people would maybe be surprised by that. You let me know. But I definitely am not chatty. I hate small talk. I hate big talk. I don't like to talk. But when I start to talk, I don't know how to shut up. So do with that information what you will. Let's go to another video. We're gonna kind of change eras. So we've gone from like filming on the laptop, day in the life-esque type situation, to like front facing, telling you something about my life, filming on my iPhone. Now we're transitioning to me leaving this apartment, basically. And this is a video called Let's Get Sincere, which is me saying goodbye to my apartment. I remember that like half of this is actually me also just kind of having like this sincere moment of being like grateful for my friends and the people who were actually watching my videos at the time, because I was moving back to New York City to, you know, share my alcoholism with a different part of the country for a while.
Saying goodbye to my apartment. The only way I truly know how to say goodbye to anything.
God. I'm not exaggerating when I say I was like a functional alcoholic at this point. I think from ages like 20, I don't know, like 2020 to like 28, I was probably considered a functional alcoholic. I mean, I didn't need it to like exist, but I definitely drink a lot, all of the time. Like, I had these bottles in my room full for drinking. Just pulling straight from the bottle. Just, it's fine. It's fine.
Back when I was like, oh man, look at all the shit I haven't done. Look, here's those bags of laundry that were there. Well, they're not there anymore. Now they're just haphazardly shoved into suitcases and boxes. I said my goodbyes to my apartment yesterday when I was still super scummy, and now I'm clean. Here are my goodbyes to my apartment so that you can maybe get a little bit of closure as I get a little bit of closure. Goodbye desk that was often in the background of most of my videos. Again, Kotex, not a sponsor. I'll miss you and everything that you really didn't do for me. You held a lot of weird shit. Like that fireball.
Just riddled with alcohol.
Goodbye, bed. We haven't shared any lovers together, but we shared something special. Sorry about that time I jumped on you and almost broke you. I know my limits now.
Oh. That bed was comfortable. And equally as unmade as this one. That's how I like it. I like my bitches messy.
Goodbye hangers that were once all in the corner and now I still am not really sure what to do with. Goodbye window ledge where I'm currently backlit, but I used to prop my camera because that's where the best lighting was for my videos. I'll miss you. Goodbye really old TV with 2 screwdrivers and a bunch of bare Manilow VHS tapes on top.
What is my life about? Who am I? What is my identity? I think I would like to sit down and try to figure out how I would describe myself to other people, because genuinely I have no idea what I am about. I really, really wanted that TV to break because all I wanted was a flat screen at that point, and I didn't have one. I had that thing. But I did eventually end up just recycling it and getting a flat screen.
We have literally been through a lot of years together, and I have yet to own a flat screen TV. Will you break already so I can buy one?
Again, at least I'm consistent. I didn't watch any of these beforehand, so like, this is just me telling the truth.
Goodbye, bubble wrap. I'm so happy I discovered that you were still in my apartment after my roommate found you last year. Goodbye, other half of my closet. You're empty now, but you once held a lot of shit. Hey, there's my Old Navy gift card. Goodbye, big red couch that I got for $100 at some secondhand store that might have had bed bugs, but probably not because I think I would have noticed it by now. Hauling you up the stairs is a pain in the ass. To be completely honest, I'm really glad I don't have to haul you down the stairs.
Yeah, that was a relief. My roommate at the time, who I was at Second City with, we went and bought that couch at a thrift store, and somehow, I don't even know how we got it home, to be honest, because he had a Prius and I had a Chevy Cavalier. I have no idea how we got that thing home, if we rented like a truck or what, but the two of us hauled that shit up this narrow ass flight of like apartment walk upstairs, and it literally, the staircase went straight up and then it took a sharp turn. Like, I don't know how we got any furniture in there, to be completely honest with you, or out of there. So, but it was a comfy couch. It was just kind of an eyesore. This apartment was great. It was huge. I think we paid $1,100 for it, and it was massive. I want to say it was like 1,100 square feet or something like that. Goodbye, palm tree that I once dropped on my floor. You're dead now, and I'm gonna throw you out later. The plant lady in me just wants to revive it, but I can't go back like 12 years. Goodbye, chain locks on my door that are really kind of ineffective. Goodbye, terrifying mirror. You actually make us look good. I feel good. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Goodbye, dirty, dirty shower. You've seen the worst of it all. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Again. Goodbye, sink that's typically full of dishes. And by typically, I mean constantly. I'm pretty sure I was filming this when my roommate was actually home and he was in his room, which was right next to the kitchen, because he never did his dishes.
Goodbye porch. It took my landlord 8 months to figure out how to get built.
That was so frustrating. We had the most beautiful like back deck, which I loved, and there didn't seem to be any real foundational issues with it. I don't know if it just had to be up to like a certain code or whatever. But one day we get a call from our landlord and she was like, hey, we're tearing down your balcony and the stairs that go with it and everything, and we're going to rebuild it. And we were like, okay, like, how about a rent reduction? So they knocked it down in like October, November, and then it didn't get, you know, what a terrible time in Chicago to tear down the balcony. And then it wasn't done until like, it wasn't even, like, obviously you can see, like, the wood wasn't even finished yet. Like, it wasn't even done. We couldn't even go out there. Though, also, when there was a balcony and stairs, I fell down them several times. Sober. So, my next era is when I moved to New York City. I was living with my friend Steve, and he was very graciously letting me crash at his apartment until I found a place, which I never ended up doing. So I just kind of crashed with him for the summer.
Let's try and start this video out a different way.
In front of a window?
Nope, let's forget it and stick to what we already know. Hi! How are you? Good? Cool. That's nice. You look pretty today. I like your hair.
You can see in my face, I look insane. But also, like, I was losing a considerable amount of weight at this point. Because I couldn't afford to eat. So I wasn't eating. I would get like a bowl of pineapple from the Rite Aid or CVS or whatever the hell was right around the corner. And once in a while I'd like get like a bodega. Like there was a bodega near Washington Square Park that had really good and super cheap like burger and fries deal. Like you could get a burger, fries, and like a can of soda for like $5 or something like that. And that was like all I was eating. Once in a while I'd come home from like Dwayne Reed with like a tiny bag of like popcorn or something. But I wasn't eating, and I was walking like 9 or 10 miles a day just in between like going on like auditions, going to different like odd jobs that I had. I was working a lot on like Beat Bobby Flay. I was working on that show for a while. I was working I was doing extra work. I worked at the US Open for their like I worked overnights at the US Open, but I was walking like everywhere. So I was walking like a substantial amount of steps in a day. So I was like dropping weight like super fast. And you can see I feel like I look really gaunt. Like I'm used to seeing myself look like fuller in the face.
Did you do something different? Okay, good talk. I did this today.
What did I do? Why is this blurred? Interesting.
Worked at MTV today.
Oh yeah, I was working at MTV, and I went to Teen Mom reunions. This is the year I went to the Teen Mom reunions as well. I was a busy bee, even though I was getting nothing accomplished.
Just wanted to walk in and show them how not 16 and pregnant I am. I got this shirt for $2 at Old Navy, and I've worn like $60 out of it. I don't know how that makes sense on a financial level, but I wear this shirt a lot. Why am I here? Good question. Why are any of us here? I don't know.
Wow, that was deep.
I'm not a philosopher, but I am an idiot. So today I went on my Tumblr.
Oh, remember Tumblr? I really never figured out how to properly use Tumblr, so I can't even really reminisce about it.
And I was like, hey.
The fuck should I make a video about today?
And someone said, how to be confident and believe in yourself. And in parentheses, I want to start making videos, but I'm scared nobody will watch. So that's what I'm gonna make a video about today.
I look like I'm about to devour your soul because I was literally hungry.
I'm gonna make a video about this today. I'm gonna make a video about this in 2 parts. This is 4 parts. Let's take away 2. Great, good job me. Math. I have the math skills of a 5-year-old. I'm going to tackle this in 2 parts. I'm going to tackle this as in life, and I'm going to also tackle it at YouTube, aka the internet. I'm starting to feel less confident as I continue to speak.
I'm starting to feel less confident as you continue to speak too.
With my mouth. I want you to give less fucks. I think that that's important. So many people in life give way too many fucks about way too many things. Certainly there are people in your lives that you do care what they think about you because their opinion is important, and that's cool. Everybody has those people. I have those people. But the important thing is to know what you want in your life, regardless of even those people's opinions.
I mean, it's solid advice, but
because if you're not happy because of somebody else's input, or the potential for somebody else's input, or potential for criticism or rejection, then you're not living your best life, and you're not as happy as you should be. And you should be happy. I feel like Deepak Chopra.
girl, I understand why people find millennials cringy. I really do. This was the cringiest of the cringe. I do still agree with past me. You know, I feel like a lot of people put too much weight on other people's opinions and other people's existence.
How this fits into YouTube is a thing we're going to discover right now. When it comes to YouTube and the internet as its own...
It was very important to gesticulate back then. I feel like James Charles. Ooh, I hope I never feel like James Charles.
Sturgis. It doesn't take a whole lot of confidence to put this stuff on YouTube. I've been putting videos on YouTube since 2006. I started using YouTube as a way to keep in touch with friends who lived across the country. I think the more comfortable you get doing it comes from doing it often.
I agree with that. I see that a lot in on Reddit of newer creators or whatever being like, how do you get better at it? Like, obviously I have a catalog of videos that I don't feel represent my current content, this being probably one of them. But you develop the skill both orally, oratorily, and confidence wise, editing wise. You develop your skill in this the more you do it. Which is pretty much true for anything.
I would say your best bet is to be consistent and to be persistent. Subscribers take time, and engagement takes time. I think a lot of people, when they first start putting stuff up on their channel, that they don't realize is that is the honeymoon period when nobody's watching, because that is when you figure out your voice and your style of video and what you want your channel to be.
100%. I so agree with you, past sajak. That's absolutely the truth. I think people are always so fixated on numbers when they start making YouTube videos, and that is the best. Obviously, this is a video of its own, is me showing you old videos. They don't live forever on my channel because they are the bad ones, right? They are the ones with the really shitty audio and the really poorly timed jump cuts and, the cringy content. But if I hadn't have made all those videos, I wouldn't have learned as much about making videos as I now know. Which arguably isn't, that much. Anyway, let's move on. This video is called, what is this video called? How to avoid your coworkers. This one got 180 views. This was a big deal for me.
You wish your girlfriend was hot hey there, internet friends. How are you? Good, great, grand, wonderful. I'm here in the outdoors of...
So at this point, I was still trying too hard. I was living at my grandmother's house before I would move somewhere else. I came home from New York City. And, like, there are a bunch of videos in between all of these eras, by the way. Like, if you want more of these, I don't know why you would, but if you do want more of these, I can provide you with more really cringy entertainment. So this was when I came home from New York City, and I was crashing at my grandmother's house. My mother was also crashing at my grandmother's house because she was moving out here to Colorado. She was planning to move. So we were both kind of trapped in my grandmother's little house. Today is actually my grandmother's birthday, and she passed away 3 years ago in August. So I'm not actually getting emotional about it, but it's just one of those, like, universe things where I'm like, oh, how fun to revisit.
Wherever, Illinois. Zing. Me. Ouch. So today I thought I'd finally attack a question physically because I need the exercise. Let's see, whoa. That was fun. Get off my fucking dick.
I don't know what happened to that shirt, but I miss it so much. It's so hard to find, like, a v-neck that fits properly, especially when you've got, if I'm being candid, like, big tits.
So someone asked me how to avoid coworkers when you're on a break. And that's a really good question. And I just spent a solid 5 minutes thinking about it. And you ready?
I'm ready for you to put those things away, girl. Jeez.
Better be. Cry. Sing. Sit in the corner Blair Witch style. Pretend you have Tourette's. Read a book.
Yeah, make fun of people with Tourette's. That's the move.
Show them pictures of your friends' babies on Facebook. Pretend your phone is ringing and say it's your mom, dad, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, dog, Ugg boots, therapist. Put a Funyun in your mouth and spit it at their face. Ask them if they'll look at a weird mole for you. Ask them if they'll look at a weird mole on your taint for you. HR? Talk about Satan a lot. Talk about satin a lot. Talk about how excited you are American Idol's coming back.
I hate this more than I thought I would.
Enrique Iglesias? Purr whenever they ask you a question. Tell them Hostel was based on your life story. Interrupt them every time they speak. Interrupt them every time they speak with introductions to 80 songs. Josie's on a vacation far away.
Oh my god. Somebody put this girl out of her misery.
Interrupt them every time they speak by asking if they've seen your EpiPen. Ask them for their ASL. Play deaf. Play dead. Play cowboys and Indians. Politely ask them for some fucking space. So there you go, there's 25 options. Maybe not the best options, but they're options, and it's nice to have options because, you know, just is. I hope this helped.
In one video, she burps. Her titties are falling out of her shirt. She makes fun of the deaf, and she makes fun of people who have Tourette's. I'm gonna have to bring back that apology video from the beginning because what the hell was that? So this video is called A Day in the Life. I think I was still living at my grandmother's here. Peep the bag of Doritos behind me. That is a day in the life.
Important.
My big shtick in this era was always making vlogs where I was looking really unimpressed by what I was doing. Sweet transition. Also, I think for the most part, like, I didn't want to have to explain to my grandmother what I was doing. So I made a lot of silent or really quiet videos. Or videos like out in the wild that I would put together and then like add intros or outros to. accuse me of not using my signal.
I have a job interview. I'm about to go into a job interview. I just got out of my job interview. It was life-changing.
I don't remember what this job interview was for. I'm pretty sure it was like a restaurant or something, like a server position. I didn't get the job, but I did drive all the way from the suburbs of Chicago into the city and then all the way home for what was maybe like a 7-minute job interview. Then I had it into the era where I wanted to do like parody. You guys, if you are familiar with my main channel, you know I love parody. I love making parodies. I'm currently working on a parody. I love parodying shit. And at the time, like hauls, get readies with me, all of those things were very, very popular. So I wanted to do, I kind of wanted to sort of parody that. So this is called How to Valentine's Day Date Night.
Yep, thumbs up. So, you're probably gonna have a date, so let's get you ready. Get lost in thought, Okay, I'm back, never mind. So the first thing you want to do when you're getting ready for a Valentine's Day date is just pretend, okay, let's makeup, great, let's put some foundation, you see it? It's so...
What is that, CoverGirl? Look at me. Watch out, big spender.
Alright, so put it on your finger like that, and then you put it on your face, and you just rub it in real good. Technique is for losers. So just rub it in, so it looks, oh, yep, get those, oh, yeah, yeah, you look great. Yay! Okay, so, okay. Oh, a brush, great. We got a brush, so we're gonna use, oh, get your shit together. Okay, so.
This was like the actual contents of my makeup bag, by the way. Like, destroyed drugstore makeup. I've never been a big makeup person. I don't know if you could tell or not.
So, powder. Brush and powder, and then just make lines on your face, because, again, technique is for losers. You don't want to be a loser, do ya? Okay, great. Cover your face until you look like a clown, and don't forget your chest and tits.
I like that it's like cover your face until you look like a clown while it's like a translucent powder. It's not doing anything.
Because you want to match. Good job. Hey, blush. You want to look good. Okay, just swipe like that and oh, yep. Oh, so easy. Anyone. Yay! Okay, so brush. Good job. And yep, that's it.
Wow. Wow. Although I will say that little tiny 6-pan of Maybelline was... The color story of that particular palette was exquisite for me. It's how I learned how to put like a deep like mauve color in my crease because it makes my eyes pop. Doesn't matter which direction they're looking in. They look good.
So just take a color, any color you want. You just close your eyes and put it on. Don't worry about doing it too wide, because
I think this was like the point where I was like, oh wait, no, I really need to fuck this up to make it funny. Because planning out your video, don't bother.
There's no such thing as too wide. Unless we're talking about your butt. Yep, both eyes, just like that. You're doing good, doing good. Yep, yeah, okay. And texting your date, make sure they're coming. Haven't heard from them in a while. Eyeliner! What? You're real happy. Okay, so just apply it. Yep, very gently, straight.
Can I be so fucking for real though? That is still my holy grail liquid eyeliner. I don't use liquid eyeliner very much anymore because I think it looks weird on me now. But it was definitely my look at this time. It is a Wet n Wild liner, liquid liner. The brush, the application, and the staying power for like $4, unmatched.
Straight line. Don't forget your wings. Great. Now take a selfie. Looking good. Don't forget those eyebrows, or where they are. Alright, just apply your whatever to your whatever in it. Great.
I think I had like an elf, like early elf before elf became really popular. I had like an elf brow kit of some kind. And it had like this, it's comparable to the like Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow pomade. It was a similar like texture. I don't know if this is a surprise to some of you, but doing your brows wasn't always a thing. Where is this video going?
Mascara!
Oh yeah, Great Lash. What up, Great Lash? Never again.
Now take a Snapchat and send it to that son of a bitch that hasn't texted you yet. Have some tea. Don't forget your tea. It's important to hydrate. Oh, you want to add an accessory like a scarf, especially one that's like a blanket, because you don't want to reveal too much, because a date is just a date. It's not a promise.
A date is just a date. It's not a promise. Quotable. I'm nothing if not quotable, I guess.
Okay. Oh, no, that wasn't perfume. That was dry shampoo. Let's try again. Oh, there you go. You got it. Beautiful.
I feel this video leads to my date not showing up, but who's to say? Not me, because I don't feel like watching the rest of this. I always had parody in concept. I never had parody in execution. And proof positive in our next era, which was a new apartment in Chicago. I was living with, how did I even meet this dude? I don't even remember. Craigslist? How did I meet him? Either way, he was wonderful. He was an angel Gaby from above, and I adored him. He was such a sweet pea. And we lived together very briefly. And I started making videos again when I moved. Well, I guess I was still making videos, but I started making more videos when I moved again. This one is called Live Actually, an ode to autocorrect, which, to get this video at all, you need to be very familiar with Love Actually, specifically the scene where where what's his face from The Walking Dead is like professing his love to Keira Knightley, and also with how annoying autocorrect is. This was so niche. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see that this is, it's the cue card, it's the cards that she's reading, but they're all misspelled like autocorrect. I really wanted this to work. I don't know how useless it fits, but we'll call it autocorrect, I guess. You know, the important thing is I tried. This is like a really rough era for me, as opposed to all the other ones that have been so good. Let's see. This one is a letter to my younger self, which was filmed in my boyfriend's bedroom at the time.
Here's a letter to my younger self. Hey, girl. No, I don't like that. Hey, you. With the face. I see you. I am you. I don't like this either. Hey me, it's me from the future. You'll lose your virginity.
Wow. I remember my mom watching this video and being like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey. Listen, just because you can rap all of Nelly's songs does not make you a hard ass. Hey.
Hey. That's how I just how I talk to people.
How you doing? Shitty? Angry? I can feel it. It's radiating off of you. Don't be so angry. There's so much more to be angry about in the future.
Boy, howdy. No doubt about that.
Hey girl. I see you in French class having a panic attack. You'll be able to feel your limbs again.
That's a real thing that happened to me. When I was 14, I had surgery, and they were putting me under, and they gave me, like, the nitrous, and for whatever reason, I had, like, an adverse reaction to it, and I had, like, a seizure on the bed, and then instead of, like, figuring out what was wrong with me, they just fucking put me under, and I woke up, and I have had panic attacks ever since.
Hey girl. Hey. One day you will cut all your hair off yourself. Just to see what happens. Hey. Listen. Young me. That'd be a great rap name.
Young me.
Hey. Young me. The Olsen twins won't be fashion icons forever. One day they'll have an empire. And they won't be around for the reboot of Full House. Consider your fashion choices a little more wisely. For that matter, one day you're gonna be putting a video on the internet wearing your boyfriend's hoodie that makes you look like a Sasquatch.
Yeah. Probably should have considered my fashion choices a little more wisely.
Hey girl.
I do think the loud music at the beginning of every clip was purposeful, and I don't remember why I thought that would be funny. But I certainly don't feel like correcting it right now.
You are right to not do any of that homework. School's for losers. You're going nowhere.
Touche.
Hey girl. Don't even think about going to Harvard. You're nowhere near smart enough. You don't apply yourself. Your future is in improv comedy and putting videos on the internet for no money. Enjoy.
Wow. She was talking to past me and future me. Good for us.
Hey girl. Your vision is getting worse. You should get your eyes looked at.
I did, thanks.
Hey girl. Remember high school when you had braces all 4 years? They'll come off. But wear that retainer on the bottom, because the permanent one on the top was just way too convenient. Your teeth are gonna get really fucked up.
You know, when people are like, well, do you have any regrets in life? I'm like, yeah, not wearing my bottom fucking retainer after having braces for 4 years.
Hey girl. Hey girl, your 20s won't last forever. Drink up. Play Uno. Smoke that weed. Then stop smoking weed. Because you can't function when you smoke weed. And you know that. You know better. Don't try to drive, either.
All sage advice.
Hey girl. Quit driving drunk. It's not cute. But good job on never dying.
I didn't drive drunk often. The only time I really ever did, I pissed my pants in a McDonald's parking lot. So, don't drink and drive. It's dangerous and stupid. There are so many other choices you can make. Don't make that one, okay? Don't drive, don't drink and drive. Don't smoke weed and drive. Don't drive ever, okay?
Hey girl. Everything's gonna be okay. Because when you're an adult, and even when you're stressed out to the max, and avoiding doing your taxes until the last minute, and, you know, things are just so-so at work and you're having an existential crisis, just remember, We're all gonna die someday.
That's actually a great thing to remember. We are all gonna die someday. Seriously, don't drive drunk, ever. Please learn from my mistakes. Fortunately, my mistakes don't include, like, involuntary manslaughter or any DUIs, so just learn, okay? Don't fucking do it. Quit drinking. It's not good for you. Now we're making the transition to when I moved in with my then boyfriend, who would go on to be the father of my children and eventually my ex-boyfriend. This is a video I took down because it started getting a different audience. This video is called Trumped.
Happy Tuesday, November 8th, 2016.
You see where this is going, don't ya? You ever want to watch Fat Sajak cry on the internet?
I voted. What a scary, scary, stressful day.
Girl, you don't know the half of it. Just wait. Give it some more time. Also, I loved those sunglasses. I forget where I got them. Probably Old Navy.
We're gonna go home later and watch election coverage and drink heavily, probably. I'm waiting right now in the car while he votes, because I voted already. When we moved, I changed my address and he still hasn't changed his over, so he has to vote in a different county.
It's not gonna matter, girl. It's all gonna come out the same. It's all gonna come out in the wash. I meant it when I said, do you want to see Fat Sajak cry on the internet? Because, girl, she did. I think this is probably the only time I've ever actually cried on the internet.
Donald Trump is going to be our next president.
So should all the Americans that I've had a chance to meet all across this country.
I feel like I'm being really dramatic.
You're not, girl. You're not. Follow your gut.
But this affects so much. It affects women, it affects people of color, it affects LGBT people. It affects our environment, our economy, peace. This pile of laundry.
Yeah, that shook my shit up. You know? As it did for a lot of white people, I think. I think it was the realization for a lot of white people. Not enough white people, but for a lot of white people that, like, our country is still deeply racist and horrible.
I don't even know what to say, truthfully. I'm so ashamed of my country.
It gets worse, don't worry. So this was when I started, like, making vlogs. Like, I would do chunks of, like, 3 days and vlog them with, like, a bunch of b-roll and music and what I was doing over the course of those days. I loved this era of making videos. I really, 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 really loved making these videos. And I would like to go back to them if I still had, like, a life. But my life is very, very minimal. But, like, at this time I was living in Oak Park, which is just outside of Chicago, and I was commuting to Chicago every day to go to work, and I was out living life and doing stuff. This is before I had kids, so
Came out here looking for a protest, and there is none. Fuck you.
how you feel? How you really feel, girl?
Donald Trump is gotta go! Hey, hey! Oh, Donald Trump is gotta go!
I don't even think I was working this day. I think I just went into the city. I think I just went into the city looking for something.
It's a beautiful night.
Again with the stellar camera work. If you haven't had to take a Dramamine by now, I salute you.
Okay. Just got off the train, heading home. So I'm at home now, and I figured that since it's been such a prominent theme of this video, that I would share a few more thoughts about the election, and then after this vlog goes live, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and wax poetic about it. This is a very, very scary time for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't understand why. And I've done a lot of really like some decent thinking this year about my white privilege. And I feel like this outcome of the election really, really made it clear to me what white privilege is.
Honestly, looking back at 2016, me doing the internal work to recognize my own white privilege is very interesting. Because I don't really, I mean, I've always been like a progressive, but I don't remember being like, I don't remember, and maybe that's just trauma blocking it out, but I don't have memories of having these like really big realizations, I guess, and it's nice to see that I did. I did want to offer up some things here. I am not necessarily a person that is safe from everything that Donald Trump laid out in his agenda. You know, I might be white, but I am part of the LGBTQ community. That was the first time I ever said that out loud, by the way. Certainly on the internet. I wasn't ever like in the closet. I wasn't ever like, I'm afraid to say I'm bisexual, pansexual, whatever. Queer is the way I would put it, but I've never been afraid to say that. I've never been afraid to express that. I've never been afraid to stand up for that. I've never been afraid to be that. I just never thought to talk about it. But like, I was never fixated on labeling myself as part of the community. But this just was the first time I ever really said it out loud, and it wasn't scary because again, it's never been like a point of contention for me. It's never been something that I'm like hiding or afraid to say about myself, but it was like internally I remember feeling like it was like a big moment to say that out loud, even though it really wasn't. Like, who cares? Let's go to another vlog. This is karaoke and hangovers. Whoa. Hello, internet. What are you doing? Oh my god, Pillowface. Jesus Christ. You're gonna go work in a spa looking like that? Holy god. I was running a spa at this point. I became the de facto spa manager, and I wasn't being paid for it. I wasn't being properly compensated for it, but the lady who was actually the spa manager was. And we raised hell to get her out of there, and we went to HR about her because she was terrible. She never showed up to work. When she did, she was late. She'd be like, I'm on my way, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and then she'd never show up. And because I was the assistant manager, it became my job to then manage the entire spa. I was doing payroll, I was doing everything. Like, I had to learn how to manage the entire spa, the scheduling, everything. Yeah, we went to HR about her because she just wasn't doing the job. Like, she'd show up to work and she'd bring her boyfriend and her kids, and they'd sit in her office and she would do nothing. And then she would leave. And then, so like I said, we went to HR about her, in case you didn't hear. And they went to her and they were like, is this true? And she's like, no. And then, like, she came at us in retaliation and was like livid that we said anything, and then eventually she got fired, which was nice. But this is what I looked like going to manage a spa. The bag's under my eyes. What the fuck? Was I spitting into somebody's yard? Jesus Christ, girl. The bag's under my eyes, may need to be checked before the flight. We have my boyfriend's work Christmas party to
to attend. Cold and it's supposed to snow today.
God, what a dream. Seeing all the B-roll footage from Chicago makes me really happy though. I miss Chicago very much. I miss home. I worked at the Fairmont Hotel, so that was like right in the middle of like downtown around the loop, and it was so pretty there all the time. Any season, it's gorgeous.
I don't know if you can tell, but we're having our first proper snow of the year. So great.
It was great. I wasn't pregnant here, but I spent so much of my pregnancy because my kids were born in February. So, I spent so much of my pregnancy just trying not to fall down. Oak Park is so pretty. If you ever go to Illinois, go to Oak Park for a hot second. There's not much to do there. I mean, like, they're like little downtown area, has some cute restaurants and stuff. But although Frank Lloyd Wright architecture is just so gorgeous, and it was a lovely place to live. Like, our apartment we had for a steal, and I think we only paid $1,000 a month. And it was a pretty big apartment. It was a loud apartment. The floorboards creaked like it was a 100-year-old building or whatever, like a lot of the buildings in Chicago are. And our landlord died like 3/4 of the way through our lease. That was wild. She was really sweet though.
So obviously we got our first snow. We were only supposed to get a little bit. It was like, oh, it's just gonna be flurries and it's not gonna stick or anything. And yet somehow it has stuck. That's gonna make the night interesting. Oh, he hates it. He hates it so much.
Oh, I miss him so much. Ugh. I miss him. I can't wait to move. I'm gonna get another dog. I'm gonna skip through the actual karaoke portion of this. I'm gonna skip through the rest of this vlog, actually. Is there anything else interesting in this vlog? No. Alright, got it. Oh, wait. Unbelievable. This video is just called Sarah McLachlan, so it's gotta be good.
I will remember you.
Back to vlogging today after a little hiatus because my dog has been very sick.
Oh yeah, I accidentally gave my dog pancreatitis from corned beef, the fat from the corned beef. That's how I learned you can't give dogs animal fat. I mean, let's give it up for the B-roll. Let's give it up for Chicago. Hell yeah.
I will remember you. I will remember. I will remember.
Convinced my boyfriend to buy this for us.
I definitely gave that duck to my kids when they were born. So. We considered it a family heirloom. I think I threw it out before we moved out of Illinois though.
I will remember you.
Yeah, apparently it's always been a common theme for me to put Sarah McLachlan over things and find that funny. Look at the way he's clapping. It's like Nicole Kidman. I used to love, like, my ex had, like, whatever, WWE Raw, whatever, and I made a Ted Cruz character. And I mean, it was like, if I can ever find it, I will share it with you, but it was a really, really hilarious looking Ted Cruz. And instead of actually playing, I used to piss my boyfriend off by just having him run around the ring and then like never actually playing.
I will remember you. I will remember you.
Wow. That was a poignant one, and I'm really, I think we're better for having seen it. Let's wrap this nightmare up, shall we? Post breakup and post having kids. So this was like my first foray back into making videos and leading up to where we are now.
Oh, hey, it's me. I'm back to vlogging. I live in a different house now and I have kids. So, how are you?
I don't know, but your audio isn't synced, bitch. Get your life together.
This video, you're gonna fucking follow me around Target. Oh, I can't say fucking anymore, right? Oh, no, that's right. I'm not monetized. Let's, take 5 hours to get everybody in the car and go to Target.
I put makeup on for this. Good for me. My kids were little here. They're probably a year and a half, maybe?
All right, you guys, you ready to go to Target? Target.
Oh my god, their little voices. So cute. Target?
Stop. Stop. Get out of here.
I think the gist was like you were literally following me around Target.
Oh my god, enough.
I only have one kid in the cart though. Where's the other one?
Yeah, I just walked by this and I legitimately thought it said pee face.
Alright guys, thanks so much for following me around Target today. I hope you feel like you got to know me a little bit better. I feel like I got to know you a little bit better. And yeah, let's do this again soon. Be sure to smash the shit out of that dislike button and unsubscribe. See you later.
And that is where we're at. This has been a really long and arduous journey. I don't know if this is in any way entertaining, but you know, I think sometimes it's important to look at how far you've come or what kind of lateral moves you've made. I've done my fair share of both of those, so good for me. Anyway, if you liked this, I can do more. I have so many more videos from any of these eras. Sorry if you ever thought I was in any way cool. Never have been, never will be. Anyway, I hope this was enjoyable. Let me know what you think below. Make sure you like and subscribe, or I'm gonna kill you. Okay, bye.